Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar, How to Own Your Sphere and Farm Area Through Direct Mail Marketing. To get the most from today's webinar, we want you to take really good notes, and we want you to use that Q&A panel to ask any questions you like. We are going to be taking that at the end, so don't stress if we don't get to your question right away. We promise we will get to all of them before we leave today. Darryl, if you want to reach us at any time after today's webinar, you can reach us on all social media channels at Darryl Speaks. He is the author of 3 books. He's just messing with me now. 3 books, all published by McGraw Publishers. That first one you see there, How to Become a Power Agent in Real Estate, is actually one of the best-selling books to real estate agents on Amazon. Darryl was named this year by Risk Media Magazine as one of the top real estate influencers for 2022. And this is the 3rd year in a row for that honor, which is awesome. Darryl's also the recipient of the coveted CSP designation, which is only given to less than 2% of speakers worldwide. On that note, Darryl, take it away. I know you have a lot to share with us.
Yes, Julie, thank you very much. So good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world, gang. Very excited that you're here. So to get started, a couple other things that I want to address. One question is this webinar a sales pitch? If this is your first time with us, this is a common question that people always have and concern, right? So I want to get that out of the way. It is not. We are going to cover this topic. You are going to get a tremendous amount, but just so we're real clear, we have 2 types of people on this call. These weekly calls and training sessions have been designed for our power agents. These are agents in our coaching program. Some of you on this call are guests, and the reason why I'm just clarifying that is because from time to time, because this is for our power agents, I am going to have like a sidebar conversation. I'll be talking or pointing out to them in the website that they're a part of where they can find certain things. So I just want the guests to understand that. But with that said, if you're a guest, you are going to get a tremendous amount. I just don't want you to get frustrated when I do a 30-second sidebar conversation. Now, I just created a question for some of you, which is, what is the Power Program? So let me just do this one slide real quick for the guests. Our monthly membership, if you wanted to become a power agent, you could do it for $5 for 30 days. And it's during that 30-day where you'll have complete access to the entire program. You can cancel anytime. You're not locked in either during the trial, after the trial. But I will tell you, guests, you get a tremendous amount of bonuses. And the bonuses that you're going to get will be sent to you immediately. So after if you decide to sign up, you'll get this email to you. Now, I do want to talk to the power agents for a second. Power agents, those 2 top bonuses there, they're in the listing appointment. We had a great power agent who agreed to. We've had power agents say, Darryl, could you demonstrate what it would be like if you were on a listing appointment with a homeowner? So, excuse me. So I re-recorded this in that format so you can see what it would be like on a listing appointment. So those are updated. We just posted those a couple of weeks ago. It's in the listing conversation of the Power Program website. One last thing for our current power agency, gang, some of this will be a review for you, but I want you to really ask yourself if you're implementing it, right? So that's what's really important. I want you to make sure, because this session is going to go step by step. It's going to be very powerful for you. With that said, here's the thinking. If during this webinar, and power agents, you know this is true just from the program, that if you get just one idea from the program, that will generate an extra sale. And if you do it every month, right, if you improve every month with one idea from the program, you know, and if one sale is worth, let's just say $5,000, depending on where you are in the country, that's an extra 60 grand a year. So this one session alone could generate this for you. Now, what I'm going to do is first share with you the advantages of farming, of direct mail, because I have for many years, any of you have been with me before, you know, I have been focused on, my love is the telephone, calling for sale by owners expireds. But in this market, with the social media being so noisy and people fighting for that and etc., direct mail is the place you need to be. Here's a few reasons why this is so powerful for you and why I'm such a big fan of this. First of all, business will come to you. One of the biggest advantages to direct mail is eventually you will generate a steady flow of income, which is real powerful. The second advantage is that no more cold calling, because what will happen when you are prospecting or when you're calling a farm area, if you've been mailing them on a regular, consistent basis, there's already like some name recognition, like the mailings have warmed them up to you a little bit, which, by the way, let me just say something. One of the reasons why top agents do well is because they have name recognition in their community. So this is really great for the newer agent as well. What I'm saying is that doing mailings in advance consistently is creating some celebrity status, even if you don't have the production to validate. It's called marketing. It's called advertising. It's called self-promotion. The third benefit is that it's a non-threatening way to prospect. Eventually, as we said in number one, business will eventually come to you. Now, listen, when it comes to direct mail marketing, it takes time. You know, there's nothing like picking up the telephone, calling a first sale owner, calling an expired, calling past. I mean, that's kind of nail business, right? But this eventually, you're like planting seeds. This is why we call it farming. And over time, it will pay for itself. It eventually creates a steady flow of income. You can actually do the math that based on the number of people you are mailing to, which was one of the questions earlier, that we'll cover that as well as to how do you put together what's the correct number. But when you keep mailing to the same people over and over again, that you can almost count on that group of people are going to generate X amount of dollars each month. Number 5 is 90% of direct mail gets open compared to emails where it's only 20 to 30%. Gang, think about this. When we get our emails, when you get emails for the day, right, or at any moment, what's the first thing that you do when you're searching through your emails? Come on now. I know what you do. You delete. You open up your email box with a commitment to getting rid of and deleting the junk, right? It's not the same when it comes with the mailbox. When people get their mail, they're actually excited. In some cases, they're excited because mail has become so much less because of social media and emailings. Number 6, 44% of the people can recall a brand immediately after seeing an email versus 75% after receiving direct mail. What does that tell you? That means direct mail is more effective, almost double when it comes to branding yourself. By the way, these stats that I'm showing you comes from the Direct Mail Association, Direct Marketing Association, DMA. That's where these numbers are coming from. Number 7, advertising mail is kept in a household for 17 days, whereas email is only 17 seconds. Which, by the way, listen, gang, if you just look at yourself, look at how you are about mail and how you are about emails, you know this is true. You know you'll pay more attention to mail that comes into the house. It'll stay in the house longer. You're more engaged with it than you are with your emails. Number 8, mail requires 21% less cognitive effort to process than email. It's actually easier on the brain to register the brand and what it's being said when you get some kind of mailing. I'm very excited about this for you. Let me tell you another reason why this is so powerful. What I'm saying to you, gang, is because I'm going to ask you a question. How many agents are mailing your house on a regular, consistent basis? Come on now. How many pieces of realtor mail are you getting in your mailbox consistently? I know once in a while you have somebody, just listen, just so, because they are not a power agent, they're doing it wrong. You don't do one-off mailings. You don't just because you list something, just because you sold, I'm going to mail it out. That's the worst thing you can do because it has no impact. It's a waste of money. You might just send your money to your church or something, then spend money on that. Because the secret sauce in direct mail is consistency on a regular basis. I don't know if my slide is going to say this, but studies, the Direct Mail Association also said that if somebody needs to see the same message at least 5 to 7 times before they take any action. I'll say it again, 5 to 7 times. What does that mean? You should mail or advertise. You're running a print ad, 5 to 7 times minimum. Doing a mailing, 5 to 7 mailings minimum. No one-off. I just listed, just sold. You're going to have questions at the end of this. We're going an hour in the train, but I'm going to answer questions later. Okay, here's the next. Let me show you this. Who's mailing what? Well, according to a recent study that was also done by Direct Mail Association, is that you'll see the blue line envelopes. They're kind of dipping down. Self-mailers, even more so. Those are the self-mailers. But postcards, but it's going up. So there's more. There seems to be more money spent on those things. But I'll show you this. Here is the percentage. This is from another study. It wasn't Direct Mail Association, but another study that shows that the percentage of people, the action that they take when they get mail, 57% will open it, 48% will read it, look at it, glance it, 26% of it will recycle it, keep it, and et cetera, et cetera. Now, I don't want to break down these stats. I want to get into the strategies with you. I just want you to see, in my opinion, direct mail is better than emailing or social media advertising. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying not to send out emails or not to have social media ads. I'm not saying that. We do social media ads. We do plenty of emailing. Some of you came to this webinar because you got an email. So we're not against it. I'm just telling you from a real estate standpoint, of all those three things, emails, advertising, and direct mail is going to have a higher return for you. Here's something else I want to show you. Response rate based on, now this is a little old, this is stat, 2018, right? But it's still, I think, still valid today. You'll notice the punchline here is direct mail just gets more response than email or paid or online advertising or social media. Let me show you something very interesting. You all know LinkedIn, right? LinkedIn is a social media platform. If social media was the bomb, if that was the end all do all, then LinkedIn would certainly not be mailing out a postcard to my house about, hey, you should get involved with LinkedIn. You should use LinkedIn to post your job. LinkedIn is sending out postcards. You've got PayPal credit. They're sending out postcards. I even got postcards from Google about Google advertising. Come on now. So here's my point. If you got these guys know that direct mail is not dead. As a matter of fact, what's old is new again. This is the time and especially going into this time of year right now. Let me share with you. I'm going to give you your direct mail campaign right now, and then I'm going to break it down for you in more detail. So here's the first thing. In your first month, what you want to do is prepare. And I'm going to go through preparation. How do you prepare for a direct mail campaign? The second month, from month 1 into month 2, is you want to launch the supercharged mailing campaign. And I will explain what that is in just a minute when I get to month 1, 2. Month 3, you're going to then start calling, because what you did is you started mailing in month 1 and month 2, and you did a supercharged mailing. Now you're going to start calling. The calling is warm calls because you've been laying the groundwork, right? You've been sending your mailings to them and you're following up. Then also in month 3, you want to start going to monthly mailings, because what I didn't explain to you yet, which I will, in month 1 to month 2, you're not doing monthly. You're doing more than monthly in the first 2 months. And I'll explain that. That's the supercharged mailing. Month 3, you go into monthly, and then month 4, you actually start visiting door to door. So that's the simple marketing plan. Let me now show you how to prepare in month 1. The first thing you want to do is establish a niche market. And there's different types of niches. We always, whenever we think about farming, we think about geographic, right? So we pick a certain area, and this is going to be the area that we're going to mail to, and that's great. But there are other niches. There are other approaches. So, for example, you can maybe say, I want to do high-end. One of our power agents who is a graduate of our training, Michael LaFido, he focuses on the luxury market. As a matter of fact, Power Agents, we're doing an interview with him in the next few weeks. And so Michael focuses on the high-end properties. Margaret Troutman, one of our power agents, just sold Long Island, I don't know, it was $40 million or something, a house out east from the Macy's people. Anyway, Margaret focuses on the high end. So you can focus on price range. You can do condos, co-ops. Condos and co-ops, is a different thing, right? Because you've got rules and regs, and you've got the operations, like working with the boards, so condos and co-ops is another niche market. Style of home. So for example, if I were listing and selling, getting real estate, I might focus on older homes because I collect antiques. I'm just my favorite thing. So, the house, if the floors squeak, I'm like, that's music. I like that. So you may want to decide on a style. Ethnic, that now my fair housing people, don't get twisted. But there is like one of our power agents, not power agents, one of the agents I used to manage on Long Island, Sue Wong. She was Korean. So, she was Korean and she spoke Korean. She knew Koreans. Like her niche was Korean. She worked with Koreans because that was her culture. And there is a culture thing. So I don't, fair housing, there's culture. My stepdad was French right off the boat. I'm telling you. There's cultures, way of thinking for certain types of folks based on where they grew up and where they were born. Investors are totally different market as well, because that's on emotional. Investors, they buy based on the numbers. So you got to go know numbers. You got to know rate of return on investment, ROI, and IVC. So there's different returns that you got to be aware of. Oops, sorry. Let's go back to here. We've got first-time buyers is another niche. So listen, the easiest niche that most of us do is pick an address, pick an area, geographic, bada bing, there you go. That's fine. I'm just letting you know there's other ways to go about it. And by the way, if you have a niche like a high-end or you work in condos and it doesn't mean you don't take other business, right? So let's say you decide to do condos and co-ops, and you have a homeowner that says, hey, Darryl, I'd like to list my house with you. Oh, it's a house? Yes, it's probably somewhere in the 1 million range. Can you help me? No. I only do condos. Don't do that. So even though you got a niche, you take other listings. All right. Number 2 is look for a niche if you can that hasn't been exploited. The office that I managed was Mac Levitt Realty in Oceanside. And there was an actual guy by the name of Mac Levitt. Mac Levitt loved waterfront. He owned waterfront. He lived on the waterfront. He knew high tide tables, low tide tables. You know how to fix how much it was per square foot to fix a bulkhead. Mac was a waterfront expert. Now, most of the properties in that area, if you're waterfront, you list with Mac. So if you wanted to start pursuing waterfront property, would be hard for you because now you're going after somebody who kind of owns that market. I'm not saying not to do it, but your marketing may change because you will always be compared to that person. So it's better if you can think of or come up with a niche that hasn't been exploited. Determine the number of people that you're going to have in your farm area. So that's the next step. And we'll talk about how to do that. But I will tell you one of the places that you could use, which is a great resource, is RPR. If you are a realtor watching this, I'm always shocked when realtors are not familiar with RPR. RPR is free. It's for part of you being a realtor. But let me tell you something. As much as NAR should provide stuff as part of our dues, when it comes to this, I think they went over the top. Like this, they should even charge. It is so valuable, this thing. So I'm not going to get into teaching it, but I will tell you, power agents, because we're such a fan of RPR, in your Power Program portal, there is a link that will bring you right to RPR, and then it'll bring you to the page, and then you can start using it. It'll be a one sign-in for you as well. Just one screenshot as an example is RPR. You can punch in an address or an area, and it will give you, statistics about that area, the turnover rate, the average sales price, and etc. And this is good information because, again, one of the people's question was, how do you determine the best farm? Another thing that you can do is actually compare areas that you're looking at. So this Excel spreadsheet that I'm showing you, which Power Agents, this is in your farming tab, by the way, Power Agents. And Power Agents, there's a video that explains how to do this, but everybody, guests included, the concept here is you would look at the areas that you're considering and you'd start filling out the blanks, right? So for example, let's say there's a farm area that you're looking at, has 250 homes. When you do the math based on turnover rate, average sales price, the return rate of return might be 1,020%. But if you look at that middle area, farm area number 2, it's 200 people, so it's less people. But look at the return; it's actually a higher return. My point is based on average commission, sales price, number of homes that turn over in that year, all of that stuff. Bigger is not always better is the point. So here's an example where you've got a 200-person farm, which is smaller than 250, but you're going to get better return on your investment on the smaller farm. Now, I don't have time to teach that sheet. This is why I did this for Power Agents. If you go to the classroom of the Power Program website, and then you'll see this, right? And then when you see farming, when you click in farming, you will find the spreadsheet and how to do that. Also, you're going to find a whole bunch of other stuff. You're going to, in the farming, you're going to find marketing pieces, promotion, all of it can be customized, Power Agents. But what I want to show you is towards the bottom, it's alphabetical. It'll say video in the farming tab, and it'll say calculator for farm area tutorial. So Power Agents, that's where you'll see the video. And actually the Excel file is also in that same chapter. Okay, let's go on to the next one. Tip number 4, we're still on preparing for our farm, is identify your competition strengths and weaknesses. If you are competing with another agent or another broker, it's important that you kind of assess where their strengths, where the weaknesses are, because when you go on a listing appointment, their name may come up. And when their name comes up and they're like, well, so-and-so, BS Realty, Bob Smith, he's bigger, So yeah, but big is not always better. Let me share with you the statistics, and then you can show them, their average days on market is longer and their number of expired. So you want to find the weaknesses. Listen, I am not a fan of talking bad about other agents or brokers, and I'm not saying to do that. My philosophy is you cannot build the tallest building by knocking down others, although some people think that way. But from a business standpoint, when you're coaching a homeowner and they bring up another company, you should be informed enough and educated enough so if it does come up, you can articulate the distinction and difference between you and that other company. That's all. We're just talking facts and numbers. Number 5 is make sure you get an appropriate photo. All right, come on now. I'm amazed at some photos I still see out there on Facebook and everything else. Make sure it's appropriate. Make sure it's an updated photo, not one that way you use in your high school photo, for example. Like this over here, this is an actual realtor. I have no idea what he's holding in his hand because there's some kind of wire attached to it, kind of dated, and this is a current one. This is also, not for nothing, but I don't think this is a good marketing photo for a realtor. It's like, I get it. This profession, sometimes you need a little incentive. I totally understand, but I would not be putting this on my marketing material. This right here is the most important thing I want to tell you, gang. And that is make sure you have money invested. So when you are saved, because what did I tell you? Listen to me. I said your mailings have to be, you've got to go consistent. It's going to take 5 to 7 times before you're going to start seeing any return. So if you do the math, let's just go with 7 times. And if you're mailing to 200 people, and if each mailing is $1, I'm just making up numbers really quick. That's $200 times 7. That's $1,400. Make sure you have that money put aside so that way you're not stressed, and you should design your first couple of months so you're not trying to get caught up, because consistency is the key, okay? Now, so make sure you have that money put aside. The other thing is, because here's what you're going to do, is you're going to create like a marketing campaign. Like this is just an example. Power Agency, there's a blank form for you in the farming. But over to the left, if you're going to own a farm, you're going to say, here's all the things that I can do, because it's not just mailings, right? There's open houses I can do. There's holiday cards that I can do. There's something about the school. So you can have all your marketing and stuff, and you kind of plan it out for the year, right? Okay. Make sure you use a software to manage your business, especially with this whole mailing thing. And the software you need is a CRM, customer relationship management or contact management software. Now, there's a lot of great programs out there. Some of you, your company has a CRM. Some of you are using like Outlook or an Excel. Those are not CRMs. Power agents, if you don't have a CRM, we have one for you. Now, this is a separate add-on expense investment for the program because not everybody needs it. But if you don't have a CRM Power Agents, we have that for you. It's called Power Builder. It's on the platform of Exact Contact. They built a customized Power Agent CRM just for you that has a lot of our marketing material already built into the program, so you don't have to input it. Okay, the next thing is develop your mailing list. Now, how do you develop a mailing list? Power Agents, you've got a really great thing I'm going to tell you. Guests, I'm going to give you some ideas. So one of the places that is really great in getting a mailing list is RedX. Now, Power Agents, you don't pay setup fee for RedX. You don't pay the first month. So we have the best deal for agents than any other of my colleagues for RedX because we negotiated the best deal. So in any event, RedX has this thing called Geo Leads, right? You'll see right there, it says Geo Leads. And with Geo Leads, how it works is you type in an address and you say, do me a favor, I want to get all these, the addresses for all the people in this area. You can say, listen, just show me people who have been in the home for at least 2 years, and you can actually set some more criteria. And then you can download the list, and you download the list, you buy the list, you own the list. Okay. Now, the thing about RedX, and by the way, if you're a guest, you don't have to be a Power Agent. You can do this with RedX. It'll cost you more money, honestly, but RedX is a third-party company, so everybody has access to it. Anyway, so the challenge with RedX, though, is the leads that you get, the information is a little limited, whereas if you wanted something more detailed about people, like their income level, how many people in their family even, you have Cold Directory. Cold Directory will give you really specific information. Now, that might not be important. If you're doing a geographic thing, right? A geographic, you don't care how much money they make, whatever. Just give me all the addresses in this area, which honestly, that's what I would do. If I'm looking for, unless there's another niche, if I'm doing a niche of a type of home or condos, then I need that detailed information. But if I'm doing geographic, I don't care how much money they make. If it's a house on a piece of land, I want it on my list. So RedX might be perfect. Kohl's is more expensive. But Power Agents, you get like a coupon. Julie, how much is that coupon with Kohl? I forget.
I think it's $250.
$250. Okay. Now, but let me tell you, Power Agents, you get listen, guests, I'm going to talk to the Power Agents for a minute. All right, because only Power Agents can get this. Power Agents, we launched for you. You all remember we launched a print portal for you a few months ago, and we weren't happy with the company we aligned with. So we redid it, went back to the drawing boards, and we launched over a month ago the new Power Agent print portal with Express Copy. Now, Power Agents, you get a discount that nobody else has. Is actually lower. We upped it. We called Express Copy. We got you at 25%. So right now, Power Agents, you're getting a higher discount than anybody ever. But that's not the most important thing. The most important thing, you see at the bottom of that screen, it says free mailing list. Power Agents, when you do a mailing through the print portal and you're going into the shopping cart, you order your mailing list, there will be, it looks like there's a charge, but then it's credited back to your account. And the reason why they do that is because we're the only company that has negotiated that for you, where you're getting your mailing list for free. So they actually didn't have a system in place for you. So they had to figure out a workaround. And the workaround is they do charge you, but then they credit it back to you immediately after the purchase. So one of our power agents, Sarah, she just sent this to us. She said, thank you so much for the new print portal. I have been mailing weekly, and it's truly a seamless process. The support team with Express Copy has been great. They make it so easy. I love it. And Sarah, if you're on the call, thank you so much for that. She just sent us that testimonial a few days ago, and that makes us really happy. Okay, now let's talk about launching your super campaign. So here's how the super campaign works. Watch this, gang. Remember I said it's 5 to 7 mailings, right? Listen, if you are going to do 5 to 7 mailings, because that's how much you have to do for it to start to stick in people's heads, and you're doing monthly, that means it'll take 5 to 7 months until you start to see return. Okay, that's not what I'm suggesting. The supercharger thing, it's going to happen quicker. Watch this. What you're going to do is you're going to first mail your introductory letter, okay, in week 1. Now, not month 2 or right, week 1, and then 2 weeks later, you're going to mail a postcard. It gets better. 2 weeks later, you're going to mail a letter. 2 weeks after that, you mail another postcard. And then 2 weeks after that, you can phone call them and offer something of value. So what you'll notice is in the first month, you've already contacted them twice, second month, 4 times. So now when you start going into month 3, you're already at that 5 touches minimum for them to really do something. So instead of waiting 5 to 7 months, you can supercharge and start getting a higher return on all of your money by supercharging it that way. Okay, so, and then you go into your monthly. So power agents, I'm going to be teaching a whole bunch of ideas right now from the farming. There's hundreds of pieces that you can do. And I'm going to share this one thing, but let me stop. So I'm going to do a fire hose of content right now, moving forward on ideas and pieces. And I don't want you to get overwhelmed because there's no right piece to mail. There's no right piece. It's as long as they see, watch this, your name, your face, what you do for a living. Your name, your face, and what you do for a living. 5 to 7 times. Now, you don't want to send out bad pieces, because if you send out bad looking pieces or bad content, then that's a bad reflection on you. So it does matter. The quality is good. This is another reason why we love our print portal, because people are telling us the quality is incredible. All right, let's go back to this. So the first intro letter you'd send out, Dear Hannah, my name is Darryl Davis. I specialize in selling homes in the area. I've chosen your area because it's a delightful, pleasant, convenient place to live, not to mention the fact that I live in the neighborhood, yada, yada, yada. So you do an intro letter. Then you can do, here's some samples of some letters. If you just the letters and no postcards. I love these letters. These are the 3 magical letters. You send out, then you can send out a couple of weeks later, hey, I just want to let you know this home sold in the neighborhood. A couple of weeks later, here's all the homes that have sold in the area. A couple of weeks later, here's all the homes that have sold and listed. So in other words, what you could do, power agents and guests, is that you can just rotate your mailings on these 3 letters. You can say, forget the postcards, just do these 3 letters. And I will tell you what will happen. It's not saying that I'm mailing, that I'm listing and selling these things, but because it's on my letterhead, it creates the perception that, geez, Darryl is listing and selling everything in the market. My goodness, I should reach out to him. Postcards, love postcards. Wonder what your home is really worth in today's market. Find out for free. There's another, great, simple postcard. Love our postcards. Now, I do want to say something about this. This postcard is for the home seller's guide. So, yes, if you had some valuable thing that people could ask for that's free, like a guide, you should have a postcard to send that out. Because like this one's 40 pages. And I will tell you, the one that we put together is beautiful. So here's the point. If you tell people, listen, here's basically a book that I wrote for sellers on how to sell their house in this market, get it for free, and you send out a postcard, that's attractive. That's going to make the phone ring. And this is why a simple postcard with something of great value like that It's called a lead capture thing. You know, one of our power agents, Tony Robusto, he just said this to us about the print portal. Power agents, he actually had the print portal print out the seller's guide, and he said, I was really happy with the results. It's really good quality, and I'm delighted with it. Now, the print portal, we didn't expect it to be used for the guides, like it's for mailing pieces, because it's a mailing platform and printing mail. But this was pretty impressive that he did that with the whole 40-page guide. But you can print it in your office color printer. You can create a landing page. You tell people if you want the guide, they can download it. I'm sorry, this is a little blurry, this image, but the concept is you create a landing page where people fill out their information. The postcard can drive them to a landing page, and then they can have that guide emailed to them. Here's some other guides. The Easy Move Guide. There's the Buyer's Guide, how to buy a house in this market. Power agents, we wrote all these for you. I'm not going to show you now. I'm just giving you ideas of mailings. I will tell you, this is one everybody should be doing, and that's about Zillow. Even look at what it says here. Even CEO of Zillow thinks you should ask a real estate agent what your house is worth. So here's what happened. I'm going to zoom in on the back of the card for you because I want to read this for you. In a prominent Market Watch article, Spencer Raskoff, Zillow's former CEO, he was quoted, "We call it as estimate, not a Z appraisal and not a Z price. It's meant to be a starting point to determine a more accurate opinion of a home's value. You should hire a real estate agent." Come on, that's like a mic drop. The former CEO of Zillow is saying, you should not go by this. It's a starting point. You really should talk to a professional realtor. I mean, come on, that's beautiful. We should be telling our neighbors that even he doesn't use his thing. Use it, professional agents, right? Okay, so here's another letter. I like this letter we wrote because it has the photos on it. Can you imagine somebody opening up this letter and it has your logo, has your contact information on it, and it has some statistics, some information. This is very engaging. I will tell you, here's how I'm going to do a little teaching extra thing here for you. And I'll actually just zoom in on that. You'll see on the slide right now, you'll see bullets, you'll see bold, you'll see underline, you'll see a PS. That what you're looking at right now is what makes this such an engaging piece right there, is those elements. You can offer a free over-the-phone market analysis. You tell people, listen, you may be amazed at how much your house is worth. I can give you a market analysis over the phone. So you can send out like a certificate, a flyer. Make sure you put a cover letter with it. So that was a flyer. Here's a cover letter. Here's a certificate, basically talking about over the phone. No, this one, I'm sorry. Let me go back. That one was over the phone market analysis where you do it over the phone. A CMA, which we call a neighborhood market report because we like the sound of that better because it makes more sense what it is. You could send this out as a mailing piece with a cover letter. Now, obviously, letters are more expensive than postcards. But I'm going to tell you again, this is why I'm a fan of postcard once, letter, postcard, letter, postcard, letter. So that way it saves on some of the expenses because 50% you're doing postcards, right? By the way, I'm going to check in with the students. I see a lot of comments here. Do me a favor. Tell me what you like so far. What have you learned so far? And I like to see those, and we're going to post that. Like, are any of you farming right now? What have you learned from what I've said so far that you think is going to really help you? So let's see some of those comments. And while those comments are starting to come in, let's talk about follow-up to prospecting. So what's going to happen is when you start doing all these mailings, gang, do not just rely on the mailings. What you should also do is start your calls. And it's important that you have some kind of dialogue in making your calls. Dennis Wheeler, one of our power agents, he said what he loves about the membership is that you don't have to, like, what we do is we don't want you just to do what I think is the best. We want you to do what you're going to do consistently, right? It's like a diet. I've always used that analogy. There's no perfect diet. It's the one that you're going to commit to and work consistently. And that's true about real estate. Come on, I want you to hear what I'm saying right now. Listen, this is very important. I mean, this might be the most important thing I'm going to say today. I know that sometimes as real estate professionals, we get really overwhelmed because we do these webinars like this one or another one, or you're in another coaching or taking some training, and you're getting overwhelmed with do this, right? And the most important thing is that you pick something, you grab onto it, and you run with it, and you commit to it, and you're consistent with it. And that's the secret sauce, right? The secret sauce is you actually doing it and committing to it. So, all right, let me go over, here's the dialogue we teach power agents on when you call to follow up or to introduce yourself. Hi, this is Darryl Davis, Power Realty. How are you? Fine. I hope I haven't interrupted you. The reason why I'm calling is I've been sending you some information about the market to keep you informed about what's going on in the neighborhood. Have you been getting it? Isn't that awesome? That's not a cold call. That's a warm call. You've been sending them stuff. Great. Now you want to offer them something of value. So they'll say, yes, I've been getting it, or I don't remember, I threw it out, whatever, doesn't matter. You're going to then say, well, one of the things I've also been doing for the neighbors is offering a free report on bada bing. So whatever report you have, power agents, you have a ton of reports, like the home sellers report, the moving guide report. There's so many things you can do, and you offer it. And I understand you folks may not be selling right now, but if you ever do, this is a really great report that you should have in your home for future reference. That's one example. The other one is, hey, one of the things that we're offering service to homeowners is free over-the-phone market analysis. Why we think this is really important is because most people, their home is one of their most important assets that they have. And just like if somebody had a stock portfolio, periodically you should check on the update and see how it's doing. We feel homeowners should do the same thing with their home. So what we're offering is a simple over-the-phone market analysis. And how it works is you basically answer some questions over the phone, and then I go back to my computer and I do a market analysis and call you back with the results. Do you have some time for it now? So that's another thing of value that you can do. So there's a couple options you have there. Okay, let's talk about consistency. I'm going to give you some thoughts on that. Maureen Locke, one of our power agents, she said, for me, the print portal has been amazing. I used it to send out my April newsletters. I ordered them on Friday and they were delivered the following Monday. Wow, it's amazing. Thank you for caring enough about us to make sure we have a print solution for the site. Listen, this is really important. I just want to say something to you. And if you're a guest and you don't want to be a power agent, that's fine. What I'm about to say to you applies to you as well. Is that it's important you find a vendor that you can count on. Consistency, that's so important. When we did the first power print portal with this other vendor, not going to mention their name, they're in the real estate space. We heard our power agent saying, Darryl, I ordered it and it didn't get mailed. Some of it got mailed. You cannot work with somebody that you can't count on, especially when it comes to something like this. So what we've been hearing from our power agents, Maureen's not the only one, is she ordered on a Friday and it got delivered on Monday. Come on. That's incredible. This company is really on top of their mailings. And here's the other thing we love about our print portal vendor that we're working with is that that people actually look at your piece. So it's not just automated when nobody's looking at it. Like if they see that, there's an alignment problem, they'll call you. We got to tweak it. So make sure, power agents, you're set. Make sure whatever vendor you work with, you can count on the consistency because that's the secret sauce of marketing. This is just some examples. Again, DoorDash, they're sending me postcards. Uber Eats is sending postcards. These are digital companies, and they use them. If you look at every major digital company, they're still using postcards. There's got to be a message in this, gang. Mailings, what's old is new again. It's like it's the new frontier of the mailbox. So let me give you some cool ideas, some other cool ideas. Power agents, this is all from the Power Program Portal. So, for example, your house is in high demand. Have multiple buyers looking for homes in your area. Ready to sell. That's a great postcard because you do. We have multiple people and people see it on the news. Everybody knows. People in your farm area knows that this is a crazy market. This one, ready to sell, just sold, free over the phone. I love this. This is very eye-catching. The photos, the prices. These are just cool ideas. I love it. If you're still renting, you're missing out on the benefits of home ownership, building your equity, receiving tax benefits. So building your credit. So you can do mailings looking for buyers that you want to get into a house for them. And it's really good. What I love about this postcard for you is that if you're paying rent, it gives an example. By the way, power agents, you can customize all this stuff. If you take that rent there and you multiply it over 10 years, that person paid $120,000 in 10 years. That's crazy, man. 10 years, 120 grand at $1,000. Who the hell would ever want to rent? I love this postcard, right? Here's another one. This is Puzzles Print. So if you just Google Puzzles Print, they have what they'll do. Now it says Australia, and but they ship here to the US. I'm sure there's other companies. I really just liked their site. It was so easy to work with. But what you can do is upload a photo and they'll create a puzzle of it and then send it to you. So you could take a photo of a Fsbos house and put some graphics on it for a sale sign instead of so cold, Darryl. They obviously put your name on it and you can mail that to a Fsbo. I think that's pretty awesome. I love this company called CustomEarthPromos.com. What they do is create pieces that you can plant, right? Like that key. That key has seeds in it, and it's right. So you put it in the dirt, and then it grows something. And there's a few options like that. So it's very eco-friendly. CustomEarthPromos.com. It's creative. I love that stuff. This one here, always homeowners are asking, where should I spend my money? And so what we did is we created this flyer for Power Agents, top 10 projects to increase your home's value. So updated plumbing, 260, bathroom, 168 return. Anyway, you'll see Power Agents at the bottom. You can customize that white space is for you to drop in your photo and your contact information, etc. The serious sellers quick sell list. Get ready, start. This is basically, if you're somebody who's thinking about selling, here's some quick fixes that you can do to help get your property sold. Make sure you park across the street, not in front of the house, because too many cars in front of the house. If the lawn is trimmed and edged, flower beds. Anyway, so it's just a one page. It's a really powerful. By the way, Power Agents, I'll remind you, some of these pieces, we've seen Power Agents actually copy and paste, because when you go into that file, you can actually copy it, the text, and you can post it on Facebook or put it in a newsletter. So, Power Agents, these items have several different purposes for you. Okay. This I love. We love children here at Power Headquarters, and so anything to help with children. This is just a school safety tips. Is your home is where your heart is, and you can put photos of the home, and you can say, listen, I'm going to donate some of my money to a charity. And this is a certificate as well. A gift certificate, let's say you can send out for a bakery or pizzeria, farming disaster. Some parts of the country, hurricanes, tornadoes, it's a real concern. There's times a year. So you could send out a plan for people as a mailing piece. Also include a pet thing, because some people are into pets. We are here at our company. So take care of them. Vacant land letters. You part of getting those mailing lists, you can find vacant land in some of these softwares like Kohl's or with our PowerPrint portal. Absentee owners, these are people that are renting their property. Same thing. Tell them this is a hot time to sell. If you're renting or if it's vacant, maybe you want to consider that. Sending out a list of vendors to a farm area. This is really powerful, right? So everybody's always looking for an attorney or a carpet cleaner or a mortgage company or a painter or whatever. Create your own vendor list and send that out to your farm area. Say, hey, I'm just want to send you. These are our trusted companies that we work with that might be of interest to you if you ever need somebody. Now, I want to tell you another simple approach for everybody on the call, Power Agents and guests, is you can just do monthly mailings too of a newsletter, as opposed to changing it up all the time. One of our Power Agents, obviously Virginia, she thinks the newsletters are awesome. She's sending out 300 a month. And I just want you to get a sense of this. Imagine sending out, so this is January and this is February, and my team try to color coordinate based on the time of year and the month. And there's a theme related to that month. So just taking newsletters and sending those out consistently, what I love about that is it's a set and forget concept, right? So sending out greeting cards is another. Now I'm going to say something about greeting cards, and that is they're much more expensive than postcards and letters. So I would do it sparingly, right? So for example, this was just posted yesterday on our Facebook closed group from Angela Service. I don't know if she's on the call. Angela, if you are, shout out in the chat, in the Q&A, please. But she posted this, and you can tell she hand wrote every envelope, right? And so she'll put a personal stamp on that. But obviously, she's not doing 300 or 400. It's costly. So what I would do with greeting cards is perhaps, if you're going to hand fill them out, is do it for your clients. Now, you can automate that, though. You can automate it where you don't have to physically do it. Power agents, if you go to the greeting card section of the Power Program site, you can actually have greeting cards sent out for you in handwritten form. So it's automated, though, so you're not filling out envelopes, but it looks like you did, because the way the software works is incredible. Also, Power Agents, I do want to recommend that there's a video training that we did with AM Cards, who is our vendor that we work with, on how to use that software and how to use greeting cards as a powerful tool to marketing. What's really cool about greeting cards is it's just more space. It's a different format. It stands out. One of the cards that we have for you is the Fsbos 14 safety tips for Fsbos. And it's got the inside, when you open it up, you've got all 14 there. The front is what you're staring at, and the back is your contact information. The 65 ways to sell your home fast, part 1, same concept. Here's some other funny greeting cards. Thinking of moving, get off the fence and call me. Just the thing about greeting cards is they really do stand out. Again, they're more expensive, and I would use them sparingly. But you can also, with greeting cards, you can include, at least in our site for the Power Agents, is gift cards of some kind. So again, it's a little bit more at expense, but these are for things, especially for past clients or somebody who gives you a referral. When you are talking in the farm area and somebody does give you a lead, send them a greeting card, send them an Amazon gift card as well. Door knocking. I want to talk about that real quick. Whenever I talk about door knocking, I always show Larry Gardner, because Larry Gardner is a major agent, top producing power agent. And this guy that picture represents Larry. Like, he's just over the top, enthusiastic, passionate person, loves to be engaged with people, loves people. And he's made for door knocking, right? Because his personality just so fits it. This is what I mean. You want to find in show business, they say you got to find your voice. And real estate agents, we need to do the same thing. Find our voice, what works for us. And so if you're going to do some door knocking, don't think of it as selling. You're just saying hello to people. Hi, this is Darryl. How are we? Good. I hope I haven't interrupted you. The reason why I'm stopping by is I've been sending you information about the market to keep you informed about the neighborhood. Just want to see if you've been getting it. They say yes, or no. You say, well, great. I also want to stop by, introduce myself, and give you something of value. And then you offer one of those things of value that we talked about earlier. Also, smile stops, that's what we call door knocking. Smile stops, because the acronym for smile is you're making people smile. It's face-to-face. You're providing something of value. You're going to elevate the relationship. And there's so many ideas that we have when it comes to this. We have a bunch of these for every month. But let me just go into this one form that's based on season. Well, it says season, but it's actually one idea for each month, just to give an example. So June, you could say a box of Swedish fish that says it's officially summer. July, sparkles, wishing you a sparkling Independence Day. October, a pumpkin carving kit, saying let's carve out some time to talk about real estate. So these are just creative, fun ideas. What's cool is it's fun, right? So Mary Buddendeck, I know Mary's on the call. I saw her. Hey, Mary. And, she did one of her smile stops, and she does it all the time. She had those Peeps, which are really high in fake sugar, fructose, that you'll get diabetes from eating one. And they're really sweet. And she dropped off a little note. got a ton of promotion from that. Larry Gardner, he did an ice cream scooper with his logo on it and a card attached. We've got the scoop on the real estate market. Here's another one, Cracker Jack box. Want to take a crack at real estate? Let Paige help you find your prize. You won't be jacked on your real estate transaction. Now, another thing I'm going to recommend that you guys do in this farming thing is also open houses. Open houses, if you are doing a mailing campaign, you start calling and you start knocking doors and you throw in an open house, you're going to get a ton of business from this. Now, power agents, I want to tell you, you have to watch this video, the session that we did on how to do open houses the right way to get a ton of leads. It's in the webinars on demand. It is one of the best strategies for you to get listings. So make sure power agents you watch it. And here's the thing, you do not have to do that. You don't have to do the whole farm thing that we just covered today before you do an open house. Like an open house strategy can be all by itself. Just doing an open house to get this kind of turnout, that there's like dozens of leads from that. And just the sellers looking at what's going on. They're like, what's going on at that house, right? Okay. So here's what we said is the first, I'm going to just kind of summarize it. The first month you prepare, get your mailing list together, make sure you've got your money. Then you want to launch the supercharge mailing, which is not monthly, but every 2 weeks for the first couple of months. As you go into month 3, you want to start calling those people along with going into your monthly mailings. So month 3 will now be your monthly. And then in month 4, you should start doing your door-to-door stuff and then the rest of it. Now, let's talk about the power program, and we're going to open up to questions too. So hang in there. This is the bonus hour for you after this section here. If you're a guest, I have some gifts for you. So, and then we're going to open up to the questions. The first thing I want to say is if you're a guest, you may want, and by the way, power agents, do me a favor, tell the guests what you think about the course when I say something, or say it now. If you are a guest, you can kick the tires for $5, which is a really great deal. We are going to be raising the price, but anybody that locks in now, they get grandfathered in before we raise it. I will share with you some of what the program is. First of all, every Monday, we have a live coaching call where I can actually talk to you. So the thing about these webinars is that I'm teaching, and we're going to then go to questions at the end. But on the Monday coaching calls, you can actually talk to me, and we can role play. I can handle your question. It's a group call every Monday. They go actually over 2 hours. We're pushing 3 hours now because it's like a call in the office thing. We just recently did a survey of our power agents. We got 258 respond to it. And then we asked them, what do you like best about the program? And the top 3 things was the Monday coaching calls was number 1, the ready-made marketing pieces, and the skill building material, because we also have webinars on demand. And the webinars that we have for you, like today we focus on direct mail. But here's an example of some of the ones that we've done in the last few weeks, like how to get your offer accepted in this crazy market, how to handle objections on a listing appointment. We did a brainstorming session with our power agents, which is incredible. We do that actually monthly. How to generate more listing leads for listing appointments, how to feel crazy confident on a listing appointment, and your marketing calendar. So there's a lot of content that's helping you to get skilled at your real estate business. In addition to one of our power agents, Celeste said she sets the Monday coaching calls in a calendar every Monday. Because the other thing about the calls is it really sets the tone for the week. And some people say we should be charging $100, $200 just for the calls because they're so valuable. There is a closed Facebook group that we have for you that is awesome. The brainstorming, the networking, the support. The Power Agent portal, the website, when you click on the classroom, it brings you to this page that says, all right, if you need help with buyers, click here. If you need help with farming and supplement, click here. You need help with the listing appointment, click here. So wherever it's like a troubleshooting, wherever you're having a challenge, you click. So let's say you click on the farming, which is today's topic. There's literally, I just showed you the tip of the iceberg. There is all of this other stuff. There's over 600 marketing pieces and checklists and flyers that you have access to. So because we have so much, we added this feature called the favorite. When you tag it, it goes into your own dedicated favorite folder, so you can work off of that folder. So you can take the 600 pieces and pull your top whatever, your top 20 or 30 that you love and use those. If let's say you need help with Fsbo, you type in the word Fsbo. And bada bing, everything Fsbo related, our technology on the search side is similar to how Google works, right? And then everything's there. Now, what we have for you as a guest, if you want to kick the tires, is when you sign up today, we're going to email you, and these gifts you get to keep. We're going to send you a PowerPoint slide deck. It's 103 slides. It's organized for a listing appointment along with how to do the listing appointment. In addition to that, our 12 best, most requested dialogues, call them Fsbos expireds, voicemail for Fsbos, voicemail for expireds, past clients. We have also how to negotiate your, actually, this is not the one that we have. This didn't get changed correctly. So let me, I'll show you what those are. You're getting a couple other bonuses, but here is the best part is you can get that all for just $5 and you get to keep it. Power agents, I would love your comments. So I think that's it. Julie, we're going to open up to questions right now. So what do we got?
Fantastic. Let's go. Marie says, I'd like to obtain a senior mailing list to use my senior specialist skills. Do you have any suggestions?
Yeah, no, I think that's, to be a senior specialist, I think that's a great idea. I think you should consider doing that. By the way, I do want to say this because it's a little bit of a distraction for me because the slide was wrong on this multiple offer thing. That multiple offer guide is in the program, but what you guys are getting today emailed immediately to you is a farming guide. So we have this book on how to do farming, which supports everything we talked about today. So you're going to get that as well. Okay.
The farming field
guide. What's that?
The farming field guide.
The farming field guide. I don't know how that got missed in the slide, but let's go to the next question.
Okay. Marie, for the senior, when you go to get your mailing list through our Power Agent print portal, you can choose demographics as well as geographics in there. So that's how you would define that list. David, are postcards more successful or are they just being purchased more often now?
Are what being?
Postcards.
Are they more successful now? Or they're just being purchased more. Oh, so that was the beginning chart where I talked about they're being used more, they're being purchased more. So that's what that chart was, that people are purchasing more postcards. I will be honest with you, is that my preference is letters over postcards, because there is another study that I didn't show you that says that letters actually have a better response rate than postcards, because postcards, it's easier to throw away. They're designed to be glanced at and thrown away. Whereas when it's a letter, people commit to it. Like they open it up, they take it out. So they're going to pay attention to it more. So letters are higher return. They're more expensive. And that's why I think it's a good plan for an agent to do every other, right? So one month do a letter, 1 month do a postcard, and keep rotating it like that. Next question.
I love it. Mike says to the guests, I kicked the tires for $5 now. I'm a full monthly member. I also signed up for Redex, and I'm using Darryl's letters and about to start using postcards from the portal as well. Welcome aboard. Thank you, Mike.
Good job, Mike. Yep.
Can we use the Power Agent logo in our marketing and our email signatures?
Yes, you can. So as a Power Agent, Power Agent is a registered trademark. We own that here at Darryl Davis Seminars. No one can use Power Agent unless you're a Power Agent. So the fact that when you're a member, you can use that in all your marketing, all your branding, and we actually have suggestions on how to use that because, listen, honestly, Power Agents, not every agent's a Power Agent. So I think the number comes out to less than 1% of all agents in the country, which is actually valuable for you because that way you can market and tell people you're part of an elite group of agents called Power Agents and put you in the top 1% of those agents in the country. So using as a marketing thing is a really powerful idea for you. Next question.
Excellent. We've got lots of people asking, where do we get phone numbers?
So where you get the phone numbers, there's a couple of ways to do that. Number one is everything that I just said. RedX will get you phone numbers. Kohl's will get you phone numbers. But the best one is the print portal. And the reason why that's the best one, because you pay zero. So you design. Now, here's the thing. You can't, how the print portal works is you've got to first set up the mailing piece that you're sending out. So let's say you're going to send out an intro letter, which, by the way, Power Agents, we wrote everything for you. So Power Agents, you don't have to come up with anything. Actually, let me do this. I'm going to go to the website to just show you what I'm talking about and how to get those mailing lists, being that there's so many questions about it. If you go to the farming section of the website, and when I go down to letters, it's alphabetical. So and I'm in the flyers right now, and I want to show you guys something. And every one of these flyers, first of all, there's a Spanish version too. So if any of you are in a market where you're mailing and you want it to be in Spanish, everything also has a Spanish version. But when I go down to letters now, it's very basic. They're not pretty because they're for you to drop on your letterhead and make it look pretty. So we just gave you the content. And these are all written in Word. So even if you have a Mac, you can use this, right? So any Mac person knows that you can do that. So I'm going to open up the this letter. I want to show you something that's really important. So here is the intro letter. Dear Hannah. Hi, my name is Darryl. See, it says Darryl. Now, hang on. Let me just zoom in here so you guys can see this. Well, your name's not Darryl, so I'm going to put Julie. And what I'm showing you here is just how easy it is to customize even down to the period, right? So I forgot what the mailing list. So what you should do is design your first mailing, which should be the intro to the farm area. Go into the print portal and start the order. Now, when you say you're going to mail out 500, for example, now you'll go to the mailing list and you'll say, hey, help me find my mailing list. And then you can purchase it that way. And that will give you everything. And to me, that's the best because that mailing list will be free for you. Next question, Julie.
Oops, yeah, sorry. Sorry. Are the letters printed and mailed by each agent?
Is it mailed by each agent? I don't quite understand that question.
Do they have to mail it, or we have our print? That's one of the reasons we put the print portal in place so that it's easy for you to send the upload list, upload your letter, and they're going to take care of that for you.
Yeah, if you use the print portal, you don't mail it out. The print portal is mailing it for you. Now, if you wanted to use the print portal to just print out, 500 letters or flyers and mail it to you, and then you do what you want with it, you could do that as well. So next question.
Fantastic. Jennifer says, when I join for $47 a month, do I get access to all of these things previously discussed?
Yes, you do. We are everything. So $47 is everything. So everything that we have in this program, you have access to. The only exception is if you are want to sign up for RedX. RedX is a separate vendor. They charge a separate thing. You don't have to, but if you want this company to give you Fsbos and expireds and find it for you and there's a whole program for that. And the other thing is our Power Builder, which is our CRM. And that we also has a separate charge because not every power agent needs a CRM because they may have top producer or they have core, they have whatever their company has. So we carve that out as a special item only for people that need it, they can get it, right? But everything else is included. And there's no long-term commitment. Next question.
Marianne, I was a power agent years ago. Now I'm with another company. I'd like to restart. Do I pay full price?
Yeah, so here's the thing. Unfortunately, anybody we keep raising the prices and we're raising the price again in the next probably few weeks. So we're still talking about the company when that launch date's going to be. But what happens is that when you get in now, like at 47, then when we raise the price to, let's say 197, or you'll still only be at 47. You'll get everything that everybody's paying $197 for, but you're getting it at $47 because you locked in. Now, before the $47, there was even a lower price years ago. But when you cancel, then you lose out on that. So if you want to come back, come back now. So you're at $47 and not the $197, all right? How you can do that is if you click on that little chat button at the bottom there on the screen, and you just send a message to us and say, hey, I'm a past power agent. I want to come back. We will take care of you, because there's no landing page for people coming back, because that's like a special thing that we would do for you. I will tell you one other thing is, I don't know about you guys, but I hate signing up for anything where I don't have access to people. I hate dealing with chats or email, text support. It really aggravates me. So in our company, here's how we do it. First of all, we have our 800 number on the top, so you can always call us. That's number one. Now, when you call us, it does go to a voicemail probably, and then it may take a day or two for somebody to get back to you. The second is we have this chat where it takes, you'll see it says right there, 3 minutes. That software is saying that it takes us 3 minutes to respond. That's not us writing that, so that company's grading us, so that's our grade. Now, if you don't like that chat, which I wouldn't, this is what I recommend you do. Say, I have a question. Can you please call me and put your cell number in? If you do that, somebody will call you. So we are so accessible to you, because I personally hate that. And so I didn't want that as part of my company where people get frustrated. Next question, Julie.
Mary Budendek says, sign up, friends, and join the family of power agents. It's a lifeline for my business. Thank you, Mary.
Thank you, Mary.
With the print portal, using Darryl's letters, will the print portal change Hunna Hunna to the actual person's name?
Yeah, yes, you can. Yes, because no, you're going to be sending out 500 Hunna Hunnas. Everything in the site, you can customize it and edit it. So when it comes to the letters, what you would do with the letters is you would replace Dear Hunna Hunna with the mail merge, right? Dear first name, and then it will merge and customize it for each person. Next question.
I love it. We've got several questions like that. Oh, Jennifer, who just asked a question earlier, said she just joined and is super excited. Welcome, Jennifer. We're excited to have you.
Congratulations, Jennifer. We're very excited. Power Agent, ding, ding, ding. By the way, anybody that's signing up today in the net, we're planning on sending out some bonuses in the mail to you too. So look out for those. So that's coming very soon. Anyway, next question.
Exactly. Mary, by far the best price for any realtor training ever. Thank you, Mary.
Thank you, Mary.
How much is Red X in the CRM through you?
So the Red X has several different pricing plans, right? So because they have Fsbos, they have expireds, they have houses for rent, pre-foreclosed. So they have a bunch of things. And the prices with them on those things are the same anywhere that you go. The difference for power agents is that, number one, they have a setup fee that you pay of $150. Power agents don't pay that. Second is power agents don't pay a penny in the first 30 days. So it saves over $500 and some odd dollars, that whole package. So that way it gives agents the ability to try it and see if they want to do it. Now, I'd tell power agents you shouldn't sign up, though, until you're ready to start using it, because I want you to get the value out of the free 30 days. If you sign up and then you're using it every day during that trial, you're probably going to get 1 or 2 listings. And when it comes time for them to now charge you what they charge based on what you order, it's going to be so worth it, right? And you'll be a customer for life. As far as the CRM is concerned, our CRM, the Power Builder, also does social media posting automatically for you, and it has a built-in e-newsletter for you automatically. It has so much. That is $49 a month. And it does work with your MLS. You do have, that's a separate piece. If you want to pull in your MLS, you get a free website with it. There's so much to that. So next question.
Ellen, it's a great program for seasoned and new agents, chock full of new ideas and information. Sign up today. You won't be disappointed.
Thank you, sir.
Peter says, Darryl always over delivers with his knowledge, education, and coaching. I absolutely love Monday coaching calls.
Awesome.
Let's see. As a power agent, where do we get the logo?
So when you're in the classroom, and for all power agents, especially the newer ones, there are a couple of things I'll point out to you. First of all, Darryl's top picks. When you click on Darryl's top picks, the slides for the most current training, like today, is here. It's right there in red. But then there's other stuff in that page as well. So that's the top picks. I didn't even talk about this. We interview top agents on a fairly consistent basis. And so we have that for you. Anyway, so that's the top picks. You go to answer your question, Power Agent Purpose. When you go to Power Agent Purpose, it will show you how to download the logo. First of all, these are our super power agents that we do every month. But the actual downloading the logos are here for you. I don't know what that blue thing is there, Sarah. So FYI. But there's something else I want to show you too, is that the logo, there's an explanation of the logo. We have a code of ethics as well. And what the logo is and the background behind it. So we go through the whole logo. I'll actually share it with you really quick. So you'll notice the logo, there's several meanings in the logo. First of all, you might see a P and an A for power agent. That's the first thing. The second thing is you might see a roof of a house, but the circle is around it. And the idea here is the power agent is helping buyers and sellers in the whole transaction from start to finish. So we encircle the whole and support the entire transaction. And the last part of the logo is any of the Trekkies that are out there. You'll notice that looks like a Star Trek logo because I'm a fan of that show. But more importantly is that we're trying to help you design a future and to live from a future of what's possible. So there's that nod to that as well. Next question, Julie.
I love it. Brenda Young just became a power agent and Cindy just became a power agent. And they're also putting where they're from. This is a great segue for use the directory. For you guys that are just joining and certainly any power agent that has not, the directory is a referral goldmine. So be sure to use that. I don't know if you're going to show that.
Yeah, so the directory is here under directory, right? So the directory, we are seeing power agents refer about 5 deals a month back and forth to each other. And this is part of the 47.2. This is automatically set up for you. Now it's automatically set up. You'll notice there's some people that don't have photos because you still have to go in and edit your information, right? So I always like to use Aaron because he's the first one. And actually he's one of the better ones. So he's put in there the areas that he served. When I mean better ones, as far as him filling out, you'll notice there's like no blanks. He's filled everything out. He even put languages I speak, English and real estate. So he speaks 2 languages. And there's his bio, and he's got a tag. I rise before the sun and I get the job done. So what happens if you're looking for, like in this case, if I was looking for somebody in the Montgomery County or Philly area of Pennsylvania, I might reach out to Aaron. And we're planning on launching some other things for power agents and networking as well. So that's part of why we're looking at increasing the price as well. Not for you if you lock in today. So, all right, next question, Julie.
Lisa says, "Amen. Give me live service. You guys are the best."
Thank you.
What do you think of mailing postcards with a testimonial from past or current clients to your farm area? Any ideas on a vendor that can assist?
Yeah, great idea. The vendor that would assist, of course, we recommend the Power Print Portal, which is $47 a month. And then, of course, you get everything else. So we're biased. Obviously, there's other print portals out there and companies that you can work with. But, I'm going to if there is something better out there, then I would fix our program. So this is why, like when we launched our print portal and it wasn't the best, is why we canceled it and redid it and went back to it. So we're always looking to have a better Disney experience for you. I say better Disney because Disney's getting black eye lately, but there's still some concept there about trying to really provide you guys with the best material that we can. So, but to answer your question, to have a testimonial on that, you can do that. You can take one of our templates if you're a power agent and then customize it, right? So if I were to go, here's another thing I'll show you. If you type in the word postcard it'll show you all the postcards that we have. And so what you could do is, like this postcard here, perhaps what I would do is open up this postcard, wondering what your home is worth, or this one here, an honest answer. It's taken a while for it to load, so give me a second. But any one of these postcards, you can actually drop in, just edit it and drop in a testimonial from somebody. And so that's the power in our material too. You know, a lot of these postcards companies, that they lock you in, like it's not easy for you to edit. Like they have it online. Like we were thinking of doing that when we were looking at launching this whole program of creating our own software and having it WYSIWYG online, where you can edit it online. But in order for us to do that, we would have to say you couldn't edit everything, right? You could only maybe change this field or change that field. So it was going to be limited. So I'll give you a perfect example of that. Here is this one postcard, right? And I could totally change the location. I can totally move this. I could replace this photo. I can put my logo here. I can move stuff around, change the colors of things. If I wanted to make that red, bada bing, I just made worth red. And I'm obviously not doing a very good job with that. I'm just trying to make a point to show you that if you didn't like this bullet, watch this. Bada bing, I just deleted the bullet. Type another bullet that you like. Darryl is awesome. Okay, great. And so you can't do that with most of these other companies. Most of them is you can change one or two fields and that's it. And we didn't want to do that. So, all right, next question.
Awesome. I'm a power agent. How do I get a virtual listing presentation?
So for power agents, what you'll do is you'll go to Classroom and always think, listen, power agents, the website is really, it's not, it might seem overwhelmed because like you've not seen it before, right? But it's not overwhelming, because think of, okay, if you needed help with a virtual listing appointment, so what would that be? That's a listing appointment, right? So let me alphabetically look. Oh, there's listing appointment. Good, great, let's do that. So now I click on that and I want the slides for a listing appointment. So what I'll do is I'll look for slides for virtual listing appointment, and I'm scrolling down. Okay, whoa, there it is, slides, presentation, listing conversation slides. And now when I click on it, it's downloading it. You can't, let me go to this because you can see my whole screen that way. In the bottom left-hand corner, you'll see it's downloading. Now, this is going to take a couple of minutes because it's really big. It's 100 slides. When that finally downloads, I'll show you what it looks like. But what it looks like is similar to what I just showed you with the postcard. You can delete slides. You can edit the slides. You can edit the words in the slide. I mean, you have full power over all of this content, and nobody has that. So next question.
Molly's relocating in 8 months out of state. Should I do mailers or should I just focus on Fsbos for now?
She's relocating out of state?
To a different state.
Yeah. So Molly, what I would do is, I'm not sure because I have other questions is actually. So let me try and answer it without asking the other questions. The mailing's fine to do. It's going to take time for it to start to pay for itself. The most important thing is that you're consistent. So if you're going to start it, make sure it's not a start and finish. It's a commitment period. Are you with me? So that's very important you get. We're not starting like there's a finish to this. It's like we're committing to it, and it needs to be part of your business on a regular, consistent basis. So if you're not ready to commit to a campaign, then Fsbos and expireds, that's you can turn it on, turn it off, right? You can call this week, call for a couple of weeks, and then stop, take a break, and go back to it. So next question, Julie.
All right, and then maybe towards the end when you're getting ready to leave, you might change your mailings to a referral basis. Like I can refer you to an agent.
Yeah, if the question was that she's moving, should I be mailing? Like, because I'm thinking she's moving, she's going to mail to where she's moving.
Oh, I think
if she's moving out of an area, well, God no, don't mail there because you're leaving. You're leaving. So then just do Fsbos and expireds and get ready for the new move. What I would do is, so Julie, you picked up on the question a different way. I was thinking you were thinking of mailing to where you're moving to, because that makes sense. Because if you can get your mailing list and you know where you're going to be mailing to the area you're moving, and you start doing that now, then when you finally make your move, you've actually laid some groundwork to get business in the new area.
Exactly.
But God, no, do not mail where you're leaving. That would be a total waste. Next question.
Michelle, do you provide postcard mailing services? I think the market report letters will be useful.
Yeah, Michelle, the Power Print portal that we just talked about a few times is our mailing service for you. So yeah, so we have that. I just want to show you, this is the virtual listing appointment the Power Agent asked for, which, by the way, guests that sign up, you are actually getting this I'm showing you here, you're actually getting it emailed to you. We don't have to email it to you because you have, as a Power Agent, or let me just clarify something. As a Power Agent, gang, you have access to everything, right? So when you sign up to become a Power Agent, this is all yours. This is all yours to use. But what we did for the new Power Agents, just to get you started, we pulled from the classroom these 5 things: the listing appointment, the video, the 12 best dialogues, the 184, and this is wrong. It should be a farming workbook, okay? But in any event, for all Power Agents, to answer your question, it's in the classroom. This is the listing appointment. And what I did, I want to point something out, being that we asked this. So because I demoed this as if I were on a real listing appointment, I put in my bio, my certificates, my broker, my team. But you're going to edit this, right? So you're going to take your leadership team and you're going to put other faces there and other names, and you can edit. Now, the other thing I did too is, watch this. So, let me change the view here. What I want you to see is there's sections here. You see where it's, I don't know if you can see this, Julie. Tell me if you can see this. It says me. Can you see that in the upper left-hand corner?
Yes.
Me. All right. So the listing appointment is sections. There's the me section, which you do first. Then there is the broker section, where you talk about the broker, the company as a whole, right? So if you have, more than one office, you'll talk about that, the leadership team. Then you'll do a market update about what's happening. And you should use local stats. Like, there's some companies out there that you can talk about, the economy, like future forward thinking, which is cool. But people care, real estate's local, right? They care about local numbers. My house is special. My house is different. Our town is different. And so you want to communicate to that. So you should talk about your market locally using your MLS stats. Then, if you're talking to a Fsbo, there's a whole section that explains why a Fsbo should never be a Fsbo, why it costs them money. And this is just, you will not find any training that will, by the time you're done with this section, a Fsbo will probably interrupt you at least half of the time and say, just give me the form, let me list with you. That's how powerful this is. Then you talk about what it takes to prepare a house for sale. And you do all of this. That's that section. And then you talk about your seller success system, which this is how you market property, brokers, open house, realtor.com, yard sign. And it's all metaphors and analogy based. So there's 101 slides for you. And every single one of them you can edit and customize. If you don't like calling it a neighborhood open house and you want to just call it the neighborhood open something, look what I just did. You can edit every single piece of this thing to customize it. Is that not the best bomb? You bet it is. Okay, next question, Julie.
Pamela just got notified. She's now a Power Agent. Welcome, Pamela.
Congratulations, Pamela. Make sure you guys click on that button there, because when we end this webinar, that button's going away. So don't want to miss out. Grab this now, because like I said, we are, just like we did Power Print Portal 2.0, we are doing a Power Program 2.0. And our current Power Agents, we haven't even told them yet, because we're just designing it. So we're in the formulation stage, but we are going to make some major changes. We're going to kick it up another level for you, because it's just what a company needs to do. All right, next question.
Exciting stuff ahead. David said, I had to leave Power Agents for a little while. But I'm looking forward to returning. Best value for the money. Thanks, David.
Thanks, David. We look forward to you coming back, brother. Thank you.
Margaret, does
By the
that
way,
mean
why do some people leave? Some people leave for different reasons. Some of them because at the time they weren't using it, or they thought there was something better, or of course the pandemic, really changed people's thing. So, but there's really, it's less than $2 a day, And here's the thing. Once again, if we go back to that idea, I'm gonna show something here because we talked about this, and I just want really everybody to recognize something that's a really powerful distinction here, and that is if you just learned, here it is, if you just learned one idea, like if you got any ideas from today, right? If you got one idea from today, imagine what being on a whole month would be for you, right? So that one idea, if that generates an extra sale at $5,000 in commissions to you, and you did that every month, that's 60 grand a year. Is it worth, is 60 grand a year minimum worth $47 investment? But it's not even that right now. For the guests, it's just $5 for you to see and get to know us. And if you don't like it, then you probably less than a Starbucks you wasted, but you get to keep all those bonuses too. So this is a real win-win for the guests for sure. Okay. Next question, Julie. Are you there?
Where do I find that Zillow postcard?
The Zillow postcard. So here's what you can do with. I'm going to show you an easy way to find it. Just type in the word Zillow in the search function. Power agents, we don't use that search function enough. Look what I just found when I did Zillow. First of all, there's a whole hour on why Zillow is a competing broker and why we should stay away from it. Here's another one I did: how to get more online leads without paying Zillow. Then there is the dialogue on how to handle, the Zillow estimate. The Zestimate said my house is worth this. Here is advertising that. And there's your postcard. And there's also an e-guide as well. So anyway, to answer your question, just search Zillow and you'll find it.
I love it.
Next question.
Margaret says, I don't want to do the $5 trial. I'm ready to enroll. Margaret, it's full access. The $5 gives you everything. So it's not the $5 gets you everything in the classroom. It's not limited just because it's a trial.
Yeah, the $5 is giving you complete access. And one of the things we are immediately changing right now is right now you have 30-day access. The next time we make this available, we're dropping it to 2 weeks. So if you are a guest right now, you're going to get an extra 2 weeks at that $5 by you signing up today. So I encourage you to do that. Next question.
Where do I re-sign up? I think we talked about that earlier. You're going to go to the site and use the chat.
Yeah, just use click on the button that's on the screen right now. Click on that and it'll bring you to our page. Is that true, Sarah, that start trial, does that bring them to the shopping cart or brings them to the page where our chat is? Is our chat on that page that they click start my trial?
Yes, our chat is on that page.
Great. So gang, if you'll just click on that start my trial, you'll go to the page, you'll see the chat, and use the chat for those of you that are coming back. Those of you that come back, you don't get the trial a second time. You've already had that opportunity, so you will actually just re-enroll. Next question.
Are farm areas identified through MLS or RPR?
The RPR will help you figure out the area that you want to work based on turnover and stuff. You won't get the mailing list from RPR, nor will you get it from your MLS. The mailing list you'll have to get from three options. RedX through Geo Leads. So Geo Leads is the product that RedX has. The second is Cold Directory. And Cole is, you'll find that, if you just type the word Cole, C-O-L-E, and you will find the credit and the website, and you'll actually get a demo video on how to use it as well. The third option is the Power Print Portal. And I just want to be clear with people on the Power Print Portal. You actually have to have your first mailing set up. And so if you know your number is going to be 250 mailings or 500 mail, you should at least know that. and have the first piece, then go to the print portal. So, all right, I'm going to order 300 mailing of this postcard. And when you get to the shopping cart, I'll say, upload your mailing list or we'll give it to you. And then you go through another set of windows to design your mailing list. Then they're going to charge you, and then they're going to refund it to you, the mailing list. So I'm sorry about that part. It's like wacky do, but I'm telling you, they don't give the free to anybody. We got that for power agents, so they don't have the technology written to make it automated, so they have to manually do it for you that way. So sorry, but it's still free. All right, next question.
What kind of turnover rate should a neighborhood have for mailings for farming?
That's where you're going to use that spreadsheet, because let me show you the spreadsheet a little bit. I don't want to get lost in the spreadsheet because it could be, not fun to go over, but so here's the columns. You say, how many homes are you going to work? What's the estimated cost for the year, right? So if you did $150 and it was $1 per piece, I think it comes out to $1,800 for the year. Let's say the average sales price is $250 and the commission is whatever that is. What are the total homes that were sold in that area of 150 homes? So if this 150 homes that I'm looking at, there were 20 sales, that's the turnover rate, 13.13. Income potential, assuming you get 20% of the listings. So by you going through this math, you will see, like this one has, watch this. This is important. That's why people should not pay attention to the turnover rate. Hang on a second. I want to make sure you can see. You'll see that the farm area, the turnover rate is 0.12, meaning that that's worse than 0.13. So farm area 1 has a better turnover rate. But when you do all of the math, you'll see the return on your investment is 1,500% in farm 1, but it's 1,600% in farm area 2. So my point is, gang, that the better turnover rate doesn't necessarily mean it's a better farm for you, because there's other pieces to the math. And that's why we created this for you, to help you figure it out. And so what I'm going to suggest you do, power agents, is that when you go to the classroom for farming, that video, I'll show you once again. Let me go to farming. Everything's alphabetical. So the video is probably going to be at the bottom of the page because it starts with the word video. And so I'm going there. Video. Oh, it's not. Video example tour. So where is it, Julie? What's the name of that file? Calculator?
Calculator?
Here it is, calculator. I was wrong. Calculator, farm area spreadsheet. The spreadsheet I just showed you is there. And next to it says calculator farm area tutorial video. Now watch this. Let's say you're afraid that you're going to lose that again. So what do? Is I'm going to click on that little star, which makes it my favorite. And when I click on this one, that'll be my favorite. Let me show you something, power agents. I'm going to go back to the classroom. You'll see there's a folder called favorites. When I click on favorites, everything I starred goes into the favorite folder, and it does it based on the date order. So so at the bottom, the last two things I just favorited were those two things. So that's how you can also organize, because there's 600 pieces on the site. And this will be really awesome for you to customize your experience. Okay. Next question, Julie.
Is there a contract?
No. Nope. You can cancel anytime. Now, we are like a magazine subscription, right? So let's say it's April, whatever date it is, right? So your first payment is the next month in 30 days. If let's say you cancel a couple of days after we charge you, well, you have access now for the whole month. But when you cancel, you won't be billed this next time. So, but you're not locked in to any long-term contract. It's month to month. Next question.
Darryl, with so many pieces on the site, how do I keep from being overwhelmed?
Well, I just explained that is that you use that favorite feature to, like right now, there's how many pieces here? There's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So right now there's 24 pieces that I like and that I think is going to help my business. That's number 1. I'm going to give you 2 more answers. So here's how the Power Program works. If you think of a painter, let me go here. You think of a painter, they have a blank canvas. So they look at the canvas and they say, okay, if this is my canvas, it's blank and I want it to look a particular way, I know what I want to draw, right? I want to draw a seaside house on the ocean, whatever. Now I have my palette, my painter's palette. And the palette has those little balls of paint. Then I take my paintbrush, and then based on what I want to create, I go to the paint palette. Now, sometimes I'll take a couple of paints and I'll dip it, and then I'll mix it on the palette to create my own color. That's what the Power Program is. It's your paint palette that you have all of these different colors to access, and based on your goals or what you're committed to creating, you dip into that color to help you. So if let's say, so there's no end to this program. This is your paint studio to always have access to always create your business. And so if you needed help on the listing appointment, you say, let me go to the listing appointment tab and let me see what's here that speaks to me. There's an article from the USA Today about Fsbos. Oh, what is that? Let me look at that later. Let me favorite that. Oh, and this is good. The iBuyer, man, that iBuyer. Oh no, iBuyer's not a problem for me. I skip it. No, iBuyer's a real problem. Let me favorite that. So that's how you work in this program. That's 1. Number 2 answer is we created this thing called the onboarding for you. The onboarding is pretty awesome because when you click on the onboarding, it is a training program with a welcome message from Julie. And it goes through these modules, and there's 8 modules, obviously. And when you click on the module, and I'll just start with module 1, it'll give you suggestions what to do to implement and get acclimated to the program. So here, look for the Power Program Access email, download your calendar for the month for time management tab, head over to the Power Agent directory, fill out your profile, and as you complete these items, you check them off. So yeah, I give myself a little check mark. Now, but let me show you this. Power Agent directory, where is it? Don't worry about it. Just click on that right there, and it's going to bring me to the directory. Look at this. And then I'm going to update my profile. Now, I happen to be logged in under Sarah's profile. That's why it looks like that's not me, obviously. And now I can update my profile. If I wanted to opt out of the directory, I don't know why you would do that, but you could do that as well. Anyway, so that's a long answer to the question that you just asked me, Julie. Let's go on to the next one.
Fantastic. When is the next brainstorming session?
All right. So Power Agents, the next brainstorming session, if you go to webinars registration, this will show you the upcoming schedule. And what you'll see here is the Monday coaching call is there for you. And, you can, these links, you can click on it and it will bring you right to it, or it'll put it in your calendar. So here's the brainstorming session. It's next week. Next week, we're doing the 6 ways to get new listings. I'm going to tell you also the week after that is how to give yourself a raise and get more listings, higher commission. That is an awesome session. In addition, Power Agents is every Thursday we have our onboarding session for you. So that way, if you need help to get acclimated to the program, this is today's webinar that we just did, and that's going to be on the website for you. If I go to webinars on demand, all of the webinar trainings that we've done each week is here for you. This was last week's webinar on how to get your offer accepted, and this was the CRM, the Power Builder. Anyway, when you click on that, the previous training sessions, what happens is it'll bring you to the recording along with a copy of the slides. So Power Agent, you can download the slides right there. So Okay.
And if you go to webinars on demand, that is where you can, or Darryl's favorites, that's where you can get a copy of today's slides, because a lot of people want a copy of today's slides.
Right. So if I go there, that's where that is. Yep. It's
Fantastic.
right there. It's a little sentence. Okay. Yep.
CJ, my area is all luxury type homes. And of course, big realtors are focused on it with direct mailings long list of homes sold with how much they're over asking selling price. How would my direct mailing with these postcards compete? Statistics of direct mail versus email, social, LinkedIn. That's a
So
CJ, via direct mail with
CJ, if you're competing with other agents, top agents, stuff like that, it's all about marketing and perception, right? So if you did a mailing that said, here's listings that just recently sold, here is the houses that have come to market, the new listings, like you can do just listed, just sold, but they're not yours. They're public data, public information from MLS, and you can do that legally. And you're not saying you listed them or you sold them. You're just updating the neighborhood on what's happening. But the fact that you're the one mailing it out with your posts, with your face, and it's on your company, it creates this perception that you're listing and selling everything. So don't lie, but you can do that, market and inform people, and you'll look like one of the top producers. That's one way. And there's other ways too. We have, CJ, if you're a power agent, if you're not become power agent, but go into the farming, and you will see in the farming section so many different pieces that you can send out regardless of what the other top agents are doing. Next question.
You can always combat that with creativity, right? So if they're just sending out stats, be the resource with information.
Mm-hmm.
Michelle, do you need a solicitor's permit to door knock?
No, unless you're in a gated community and they say there's no solicitation, then you don't even need a permit. But no, you don't need a permit. If you're in a building, some buildings might have that as part of their rules. I wouldn't worry about it. You don't. Yeah.
Claudia, how many leads can your CRM hold? Claudia, thousands. I think Gail saw one that had like 8,000 contacts, right?
Yeah, tens of thousands.
Let's
Next
see.
question.
Can you preview a piece without having to download it first?
Can you preview a piece before downloading?
Yes.
Yeah. The only way to preview it, no, you actually have to download it. So the closest way to a preview is the image that you're seeing here. So there's your marketing calendar. There is the friends referral, the neighborhood marketing report. I mean, there is your preview, but it's not showing you the entire thing, right? Just showing you in some cases where it can fit. If it's a postcard, you'll see the front of the postcard, but there's enough here for you to preview to see if you're interested in it. But
there's the farming field guide.
What's that?
I said, there's the
farming field guide. This is the guide that you guys are getting emailed for those of you that are signing up today. That's getting emailed to you. And I'll show it to you now. It's opening up. So really quick, just so you get a sense of it. Maggie said, what is the best idea for a billboard? Maggie, it depends on, how you are branding yourself. If you have a slogan, but I will tell you, always having a call to action is a valuable thing. So if you had a report, like we have so many reports, so you advertising that report with a landing page and put that on the billboard, that's the best thing. The other thing you can do, Maggie, is test your billboard, right? So you can have the bottom section have a website and a call to action, and then you can probably pay the billboard company to just cut off the bottom and put up a new bottom for a new call to action. So you can always have it, keep it what's most valuable to you that you want to promote, and keeping it like that. So here is the farming guide that you guys are going to get as I've been talking. I've been flipping through it. And so this is going to be what you get today. It'll be emailed to you immediately. So And in the case where there's hyperlinks in it, you'll be able to click on it like this. Here is a hyperlink. And so there's that available to you as well. Next question.
I love it. What time are the coaching calls, Darryl?
11 o'clock Eastern time. And at 12 o'clock, we send you off on a motivational moment. But if you need to stay or you want to hear the rest of the questions, I'll tell you where the recordings go, because we record the coaching calls are recorded every month. And so if I go to coaching calls here, then the most recent call, every Monday's call, is posted here. This says 2 hours and 34 minutes. This 2 hour and 20 minutes. So they're supposed to go an hour, but they go almost 2.5 hours mostly. So, but you don't have to be on all of those. We also, then you can listen to it later as well. So, and you can download it and transcribe it and do all that good stuff.
And you can ask your question in advance. We'll take that at the top of the hour. You see that big red button there? You can click on that.
You click on that, you can fill out your question. So if you can't be on the call and you want to write your question in, somebody will read it for you, and then I will coach you based on your question, and then you can listen to it at your leisure. I will tell you, a lot of times we'll do role plays or something like calling a Fsbos or expired, and I'll demonstrate the dialogue and we record that. And some power agents love that because then they can listen to it over and over again in the car, so.
Yeah, and if you're a visual person, we actually stream it to Facebook as well. So there's several different ways you can call in. You can use the Zoom chat, or you can go on Facebook, and that's where you can see it. You can actually watch it live if you're more of a visual person. Mary, I love it.
This is the Facebook closed group, and these are just power agents. And if you go through this, you will not see any commercials or advertisements from power agents. This is Gail, who does our tech sessions. They used to be on Tuesday. We're moving them to Thursday, and this is to answer questions about the program, about the website, or any tech questions, really. This is the coaching call. So even though it's a call, I still use Zoom, and so we can stream it. And you'll see there's 54 comments. The point is that there's a lot of people that, instead of calling in, they'll use Facebook and they'll comment and they'll ask questions here as well. And this is every Monday. So, but yeah, so we use the Facebook as part of the training arm for up-to-date stuff. Tony's a power agent, really great guy. What he did is he took one of the videos, one of the sessions I did on handling sellers' objections, and he actually kind of transcribed them because he fell in love with the analogies that we use. And he did a few of those on this site. The John Ruskin quote, here's the metaphors, analogies. Anyway, next question.
I love it. And you just shared our calendars as well. We give you weekly calendars and monthly calendars that really give you a bite every day of what you can do to get on track, stay on track.
Yep, so every week we do give you these calendars for you to stay focused and to manage your business. Yep.
Thomas, what can you tell me about your Power Builder program, your contact manager?
It's really good. Thomas, that's like, that's a big question, right? So, because actually I'm looking at the software, the CRM that we have in our company for power agents. I'm looking at getting my own CRM outside of our membership. And I know what that's like to pick a CRM. It's really can be challenging. So what we did for you is we did all the research and we found the best companies out there, and we aligned ourselves with Exact Contact. And but they have given us a better price, and they actually sell it themselves. So Thomas, if you want to know more about it, if you're a power agent, you can just find it in the power program. But if you are not, if you go to Exact Contact, you'll learn about the CRM. I will tell you though, it's going to cost you more monthly to order directly from them than if you're a power agent. So we negotiated an incredible deal for our power agents, and you'll save money. Actually, I think the cost of our membership plus the Power Builder will still be less than if you just got theirs direct. So it's a good deal. Next question.
And Shannon with Exact actually just did an amazing webinar, Q&A webinar with us, and that's in Webinars on Demand. So we have several trainings in Webinars on Demand from experts. So that's a great resource for you if you want to poke around and learn first. That's a great resource for you to do that.
All right, so we're going to come to an end here. I see one last question from Pauline Davis. What are the qualifying questions for buyers? So Pauline, those questions are in the buyer tab. And, so if I find it, let's see, where are the questions? There's a lot in here for buyers. Looking, question, buyer questionnaire. So it says form, buyer questionnaire. And that's where they are. It's in the buyer tab. Now, what I could have done is I also could have just done question, if I don't know how to spell questionnaire, and see, there it is. Anything with the word question shows up. And the first one is right there. So that's another way to find it. Power agents, what I'm going to encourage you to do before you ask us in the chat, hey, where is this? Or do you have this? Which are fine. You can ask us, but it'll be so much quicker for you to just use that search thing and say, does Darryl have like a letter for foreclosures? Well, let's type in the word foreclosure. Did I spell it right, Julie?
Yep.
And let's see. Bada bing. There you go. There's dialogue for foreclosure, and there's a couple of postcards for foreclosure. So before you ask us, think of a word that represents what you would ask us and search it and see what you'll find. Okay. Because honestly, when you call us, that's what we do. Because it's 600 people in there. And so when you do the chat, you say, do you have something? My team goes there and they search it. So, all right. Listen, we're going to close this out. Before I do, if you're a power agent still on the call, real quick, shout out. Is this program valuable? And how was this webinar today? For everybody, did you learn anything? What's the one thing that you learned? I really would like to see those answers. I'm going to read them out before we close this out. So what is the one favorite thing that you learned today? That's the question. What's the one thing that you learned today that you really liked, that you want to implement, or that you think is going to help your business? Any comment like that would be super, as we're waiting for those comments to roll in. And while we're waiting for those, I do want to say to the guests, make sure that you click on that little floating button right there to make sure that you get to the page where you can become a power agent. So with that said, I guess what we'll do is say thank you for spending your time. Here they come in now. There's a delay. So Susan said, freaking amazing. Okay, here they're all coming now. I have to get used to it. There's a delay between your writing and my speaking. I need to get the print portal. Yes, Susan, you need to do that. The Power Agent print portal is so incredible. So make sure you start doing that. Sheila said the Zillow postcard was powerful. Yes, I'm telling you, man, that Zillow postcard, any of you that are doing mailing campaigns, you should just get that one out. Like, the more people we can tell what even the CEO of Zillow says that you should hire an agent to get the proper pricing is powerful. So by far the best price for any realtor training program. Mary Case, thank you so much. Margaret said, I learned today that I need what you offer. Well, Margaret, that's really nice. I appreciate you saying that. I just, once again, keep in mind that real estate is, and I'm going to speak to Mary now too. She's actually just right. The encouragement to plan the mailings out ahead. Really, that's awesome. Well, that's what we try to do, is encourage you guys too, because listen, we know real estate can be stressful and it can be lonely and overwhelming and stuff. And so we're trying to be your partner to help hold your hand through it and help get rid of the noise for you. And to help you not feel alone, because it can feel lonely sometimes. But trust me, my team with the real estate experience that we all have represents over 150 years. So you're not alone, and we're here, a committed partner for your success. So, and Fernando, so much great. Thank you. Thank you, Fernando. All right, I'm going to let you guys go so you can implement some stuff. If you're not a power agent, grab this opportunity. Opportunity is never missed. It's merely passed on to somebody else. Don't pass this on to somebody else. Become power agent today. God bless you. Please stay safe, stay focused, and of course, don't forget to keep smiling. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.